Hello and welcome to the TMC Newsroom. Thanks for watching. My name is Rich Tarani, and we are coming to you from San Jose today, where on our program is Neil Lichtman, who is the chairman and CEO of Zultys. Neil, how are you?
Great. Thanks, Rich. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. I'm thrilled to have you on the program, and I figured we'd start out by having you tell us a little bit about what's going on at your company.
Great. Appreciate that. We've done some great things, and we continue to do great things with the product. You know, our mission is to keep it simple. You know, a lot of people say that, a lot of people use that word, but we've truly done it, and that is where we don't stack servers on top of servers. We have everything in one 2U rack-mounted server. So every application that you could need is stored right inside of that. You just tell us what to turn on based on your application, your needs.
So basically communications servers for small to medium business.
And the enterprise.
And the enterprise.
And the enterprise. We go from 1 to 10,000 users in our system. So we can just network them together and everything works as transparent as can be.
So making it simple for your customers, and since you're serving such a wide range of customers, a natural question is, what are you seeing in terms of your customer growth in the last couple of years? Has small business tapered off, or any differences between the different companies?
Well, I'm actually glad you asked that question, because actually our sales have doubled year over year.
Congratulations.
So we're having a phenomenal time. In an economy where people are laying off people, where sales are declining and profits are declining, we're growing. So we're thrilled to death. And that's because more people are becoming aware of our platform and how sustainable it is, how expandable it is, and how easy it is to use. And that's the ease of use, we believe, is critical, whether it be ease of use for the end user or easy to install for our VARs. Those are two critical issues that we continue to focus on and continue to enhance within the product itself.
Now, how long have you been at the helm?
I've been here since the beginning of November of 2009.
So congratulations. That's quite an impressive accomplishment. It's great. And you're obviously a telecom veteran. We talked about your past, right? We've
been in the business 26 years. You know, Zultys is a great company made of great people. It's not one person that does this. It's a whole team of engineers, sales, support, marketing people. Just done a phenomenal job to take the company to where it is today.
So in terms of the markets that you're serving internationally versus domestic, are you seeing any differences in growth?
Actually, the global business as a whole has grown, as I mentioned, year over year in doubling sales. Our international operations are having some phenomenal growth. You know, our international operations are roughly 30% of our total sales. Biggest gainers for us have been Latin, South America, Australia have been two major growth areas for us. North America is just off the charts. And that's because we're enhancing our channel in North America. We're very heavily focused on the channel. And what I mean by that is we don't talk about support. We deliver support to our channel. We don't put hundreds of dealers or 10 dealers in a territory. We do what we call a controlled distribution model. So we look at each market and say, okay, this market should sustain X number of dealers where they can be competitive with the rest of the competition and yet succeed and make money. Because if your VAR's not making money, then that's a short-term proposition for everybody.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
and I should mention for the end customer as well, because they require support, and the worst thing that they can do, I mean, I hate to say it, but I've seen telecom vendors from major operating system companies come out with telecom systems that are very, very inexpensive, but what they find out is that there is not enough margin in the product to sustain the service levels that are required to keep customers or keep the VARs in business.
Right.
So if you actually pay too little for your telephone products or your CPE equipment, you could end up hurting yourself because you just won't have anyone there to fix it when it breaks.
Absolutely, and that's why we're so critical in the selection of the VARs and the number of VARs that we put in any one territory, because, you know, like you just said, if they're not making money, they're not going to deliver that support to the end user. So we want to make sure that they're successful, and then the end user's happy, and that becomes critical to everybody's success. So, big focus.
What's next for the company?
What's next? We continue to enhance our channels, both in North America and on a global basis, heavily focused in North America right now. We're coming out with a new version of software 5.4 at the beginning of August, which will take our mobility applications and take them to the next level. You might be aware that we have a phenomenal mobility application on the BlackBerry and even on the iPhone 4 that we came out with that extends the desktop to these phones. A lot of people talk about mobility and extending the desktop to mobile phones, but we actually do it. You have IM, you have presence and chat, you have one touch to make contact with anybody in your organization. You make outgoing calls and show the caller ID of the company to keep your cell phone number private. So tremendous flexibility there. We don't believe anybody's conquered that except us in both the iPhone market and the BlackBerry market.
So one last question, just from a competitive standpoint, if you had to look at the open source market and the cloud communications market, how do you see yourself competing in those spaces or against those spaces?
Well, I mean, we're an open SIP standard product, and we compete on all areas, whether it be cloud or whether it be against open source, because we still believe that people want to control the product. We deliver the applications that they need, we deliver them competitively, and we support the heck out of them. So we believe those things will be major forces in the future as well as today.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for being on the program. It was fantastic to speak with you today.
Thanks, Rich. Appreciate it.